Hello, everybody. I'm Laleh, Senior Data Scientist at the Center of Applied Data Science here in Malaysia. So welcome today. Basically, I'm going to talk about why data science is important. Actually, here I have some overlap with Professor Abdullah's presentation. I'm going to mention data science job market and data science applications. So why they are so interesting and why they are high demand in job market. Then I'm going to talk about what is data science and data scientist key functions. The person that know data science very well, we call it data scientist. And then I'm going to talk about data scientist qualification, theory-wise and technical-wise, and personality-wise as well, actually. And then I will close my presentation with data science job titles. So let's start. As Professor Abdullah mentioned, data scientist is a really interesting job, and some people believe that this is the sexiest job of the 21st century, and it's among top 10 hottest ID jobs in 2017. So let's continue and see what's going on in data science jobs. So people believe that actually currently data scientist is a high demand job, and people believe that in the future we will not have enough data scientists to handle projects. So we need more data scientists in the future. Next slide, please. And salary-wise, as Professor Abdullah mentioned, they are very well-paid jobs related to data science. And these numbers belong to the United States, but as he mentioned, a fresh grad in Malaysia as data scientist will earn about 4,000 per month. So it's well paid comparing to other fresh grads in other majors that earn about 2,000 to 3,000. And there's a national agenda, and in Malaysia, the government decided to have 20,000 data professionals by 2020, because we need to transform to business intelligence in Malaysia and ASEAN region. So that's the agenda, and we are going to go toward this goal. Yeah, what kind of companies employ data scientists? So actually, not only big companies, but all the entrepreneurs and small companies that produce data-driven products, they will hire data scientists. Let's see what are these data-driven products. But among these companies that will employ data scientists, we can say MNCs, multinational companies, banks, and government. Now in Malaysia, they are interested in data scientists. What are data scientist applications? So why really they are so important for us? What amazing thing that they are going to make for us? So let's take a look at what really they do and what they produce for us. For example, data scientists in fashion. This is one of the newest applications of data science. For example, big data will predict trending colors for the fashion season, for the next season. And big data can help us to reduce the wastage of raw materials, and big data will bring global fashion insights. So that's one application of data science in fashion. So let's move on and see other applications. Data scientists in healthcare, which is really important, really important, and it will turn the future. For example, we can use data scientists in clinical decision support. We can use data science in designing, for example, drugs for curing some disease. We can use data scientists to, for example, improve the clinical service. For example, in emergency room, we can simulate a patient flow and then use data science to predict, for example, how many people each time will come to the emergency room and how many people we need in each section to give them service in emergency room, and it really improved the healthcare performance. And there is one important application of data science in healthcare. For example, when a patient has a tumor and there is one MRI, computers can read the image and predict if the tumor is malignant or benign, in some cases more accurate than the physician. So for example, data science can predict skin cancer better than physicians. So it really helps and turn the future. It's important application of data science. And we have data science in banking. For example, we can have, in the future, we can have personal robo-advisors. So these personal robo-advisors are going to tell us where we should invest, where is the risk, and we should prevent that. And these are the things that data science can predict for us and help us in banking and investing, and actually help banks to suggest them what kind of products and services they can suggest to customers, and what kind of customer is more interested in what kind of services. So now this is one application of data science in banking. The next one, please. And data science in self-driving cars, which is interesting. And I have a video that shows you how data science can teach a car to drive autonomously be driven. So, yeah. So look, at the beginning, the car is not trained well, but after a while, it can pass it.
So cool.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, and we have one more application, data science in face recognition. And it is very important for the government, for many companies. For example, in security and surveillance at airport, at ATM machines, at border crosspoint and network security, we need to do this face recognition. So for example, if there is a suspect and we know the image of this person, camera can look at the people at airport and detect that person. So in image processing, we have this face recognition, and for example, for indexing of videos, in criminal justice system, we need them. And actually, there is not only in security. If there is a missing child, this face recognition can help us to find that person. So these are the samples of data science in face recognition application, and then the next one. Yep. But yeah, they. It seems that they make some cool application that helps the society a lot. But who is this data scientist? Some people believe that data scientists are mythical, something like unicorn. So it is hard to find a real data scientist. But let's see what this data scientist really does.
A data scientist is a person who uses data to solve problems, uncover patterns, and gain insight. They often work in businesses and organizations which gather and curate large data sets. A data scientist may leverage knowledge from statistics, computer programming, databases, machine learning, and mathematical modeling to achieve their goals. A day in the life of a data scientist. First, the data scientist needs to understand the business or organizational issues. Then, they look for data. They may need to set up an experiment to acquire the data, or the data may already exist somewhere in. If an experiment is required, it is important to write down the hypothesis before proceeding. Once the data is gathered, it is checked and cleaned. Then, the right tools for modeling are chosen. For example, R, Python, or another software package. The data and results are then analyzed using visualization tools. The data scientist is looking for important insights and trends and checking their hypothesis. Statistical tests are used to check the results are robust and valid. The learnings, results, and insights are communicated to the stakeholders, usually with recommendations. For example, a data scientist working for a transport company might identify particular routes that are inefficient and recommend solutions to them more efficient. With the advent of the data age, we can all now, with the help of data scientists, give better insights and make better data-driven decisions.
Now, the key functions of a data scientist. This- Yeah, people think that a data scientist usually have lots of data, and then the data scientists do some complex mathematics in multidimensional spaces, and then the magical result will come up. So it's and we cannot say it's not true, but it's not that easy actually. So let's go to the next slide. So yeah, in reality, data scientists first of all collects data, then clean it, organize it. Data is usually as tables, but if it is structured, and as Professor Abdullah said, we have some unstructured data. For example, all the tweets on the Twitter. They are not as tables, they are not numbers. We have many types of data. So after cleaning and organizing data, then the data scientists create a model suitable for that business problem, and then he uses machine learning to flesh out the model from data, and then at the end, deploy fleshed out model will act on the data and do some job for us. Let's take from a different angle, this data scientist, first of all, should understand the business problem, then do data mining and analysis, and then design a descriptive or predictive model, and then use it to improve the, for example, business strategies. If we want to say as example, for example, assume there's an insurance company, and this company wants to run a campaign to advertise a new service or a new package. But inviting people to this campaign, if it is by sending SMS or do advertise on TV or some other media, it costs a lot for the company. And the last time, instead of financially benefit for the company, it costs a lot for the company. So the company doesn't want to do the same mistake. So they talk with the data scientists. We have such a problem. data scientists ask them, okay, can I take a look at the last experience you had? So the data scientists take a look at the data from all the people that invited in the last campaign and design a model based on that data to look at that data, learn from them, and can predict what kind of people are going to say yes to our product, what kind of people are going to say no to our product. And then in the next campaign, if, for example, we want to invite 30,000 people, data scientists say no, just focus on these 6,000 people that probably are going to say yes to us. So it can prevent so much cost and loss for the company. So this is a sample of project that the data scientist does in business. Let's move on. What kind of work does a data scientist really do? Go ahead. Actually, among those, data cleaning, do mathematics, statistics, and creating model, and all of these, you see the 60% of the time of a data scientist is going to be spent on cleaning and organizing data. And in this whole process, cleaning data, designing a model, and all of these, the next slide. What is the least enjoyable job? Yeah, that part. Cleaning and organizing data. So it's not as easy as it seems. So go to the next slide. Yep. What my friend think I do as data scientist, what my mom thinks I do, what society thinks I do, what my boss thinks I do, what I think I do, but what I actually do. So yeah, most of the time, because this person is just going cleaning the data. After cleaning, 60% of the job is done. So it's not always enjoyable process, but at the end, application is going to be cool. So let's move on to the next. So general aptitude to be a data scientist. So who is going to be a good data scientist? So just click on the, okay, this data scientist should have common sense, should have curious mind, should be able to clearly and simply think about a complicated problem. So business problems are complicated. So this person needs to simplify it, clarify it, and then do mathematical modeling, and after that do statistics and mathematics and machine learning models. This person should be good at listening, because this person should communicate with various kinds of people, should communicate with stakeholders. In healthcare, this person should communicate with physicians, which is not easy. Yeah, so this person should have communicational skills. This person, actually is obvious, should love to solve puzzles. And should be good at math and stats, and should have business sense. Yeah, again, this slide mentions that a data scientist should be good at math and statistics, should have some certain skills in managing databases and do some programming, and should have domain knowledge and soft skills, for example, like problem solving, passionate about business, and should have good communication and visualization skills. I will talk about it more later. So next slide. Yep. In theoretical background, this data scientist should be good at math and theory. What areas of math and theory? Statistics, linear algebra. Linear algebra is really, really important for data scientists, because data comes as tables. So tables are basically matrices. So that person should be good to handle linear algebra. And that person should know optimization and time series and these kind of theoretical background. And that person should know applied algorithm. Yeah, and again, as Professor Abdullah mentioned, this person should know about machine learning, should know about data structure, databases, and parallel algorithms. And that person should be good at a certain domain of engineering and technology. So that person should analyze and handle data and work with databases. And that person should have domain expertise. For example, if I want to work on the application of Twitter on some business problems, for example, if specific people around the world do some kind of tweet, then market goes up or down. These kind of predictions are current right now. And so, for example, if I'm going to analyze Twitter, I should be good at text handling. So obviously, this person should be creative in visualization and infographics and many kinds of, should have good imagination to be able to improve business strategies, and should be good at practices and hacks. For example, they can handle data and analyze data. Next slide, please. Yeah, to do that, there are many programming languages and softwares that these people can do. I'm not going to go over all of them, but the most important ones are R and Python for analyzing data, for statistical analysis. We can use both Excel, SAS, SPSS, and for handling big data, we need Hadoop, Hive, but to be honest with you, these are current tools, but they evolved so fast that we cannot be sure what's the most important tool, for example, in the next 2 years. But the trend is that people try to design programming languages and tools that they are user-friendly and every person can use them. It's not so complicated. So probably in the future, we don't need those data scientists to be expert in using all the programming languages and softwares. So, yep, job titles in data sciences. Because, for example, in the past, a big company, for example, had a couple of projects related to data science. So a small team of data scientists could handle every project from the beginning to the end. But right now, the knowledge is so vast, the tools are so vast that one person cannot do all the things. So every year we have different job titles focusing on different areas of data processing. For example, we have job titles as data scientist, a statistician, machine learning scientist, machine learning engineer, and goes to business intelligence and business analytics specialist. And one interesting point is that in the past, when a person has PhD, we usually see this person at university, and industry wasn't so comfortable for these people. But right now, in positions like data scientists and machine learning scientists or specialists, more and more PhDs are welcome. And another important and interesting point about being a data scientist is that people from many other majors can be data scientists if they are good at problem solving using math and statistics, even if they are doing, for example, geography, astronomy, or physics, or other kind of, for example, economics, or other majors in engineering, still they can be data scientists. So, for example, we recently have a major like, for example, neuroscience and informatics. So these people use neuroscience to find out how our brains work and then simulate it as machine learning algorithms. So there are many cool things, and not necessarily everybody can do data science to be a good data scientist. We need people from other majors to come and learn about machine learning and then do data science related projects. Next one. And yeah, there are areas that these data scientists can come from other areas. For example, if a person major is related to economics, finance, and marketing, if that person learns some mathematics and some machine learning, that person can be data scientist as well. And in other areas, again, we can have the mixture of majors and have data scientists. It's good only if they know math and statistics and algorithms. And yep, so if at a school you see a good problem solver, interested in mathematics, but interested in other majors as well, don't worry, that person can do that major and then learn about data science, or can do data science and learn about that major, and that mixture for sure in the future has a specific position. And for example, if somebody is good at art, we can use them as visualization developer. So this is my last slide, and so look at this video about data visualization. So to summarize what we talked about today, first of all, we said we try to prove that, okay, data science and data scientist is important because data scientist is in high demand and we need them for the future to evolve our life. And they have cool applications, they are well paid, and if a person want to be a data scientist, that person not necessarily should do data science as a major at university. If that person study other majors but is good at math and statistics and interested in problem solving, yeah, they are good to go as data scientists or some other job titles related to data. Yeah, thank you.